Okay, dear students, on the lines of the work our team has been doing with you for tutoring. So as a high level thing, when we started with tutoring, we started SAT, we gave you physics, we gave you chemistry, bio, Spanish, computer science. On those lines, we have some more work, and we're gonna have Andrew talk to one of the computer science related areas that we're going to help students with. So a big theme this year for us is going to be not just at the basics of the, getting you ready for the APs or getting you ready for a particular exam in the school, but to actually help you for competitive exams. And on those lines, the first one, the competitive exam we have in our mind is USACO Bronze, which is the first level of computer science beyond your AP, CSA, and CSP, which are AP level exams, but this is an external exam. Great way for you to showcase your demonstrated interest in computer science and just build on your programming skills. You could start with bronze, go to silver, go on to gold. We plan to do purely just bronze with you. So with me, I have Andrew here who will walk you through the value proposition, just give some basics on what that exam is like, what are the prerequisite expectations we have, and and what you can expect to get by when, so you can give the exams in December, January, February. So without further ado, Andrew, please explain to our students, what is USACO Bronze? Let's start with that and prerequisites and how do you, I know you've been researching this for a few weeks for us, how to go about, you are our CSP, Computer Science Principles tutor, so you have obviously cleared a lot of our current students through to this process, but please, go ahead.
Yeah, so in case anyone is unfamiliar with USACO, the contest basically tests your understanding of computer science and makes you do problems that are more focused on optimization. So you need a solid understanding of data structures, you need a solid understanding of syntax. You need to be able to, instead of designing a large project, you're just solving a problem. You are accomplishing a prompt that they give you. But in terms of a schedule, USACO starts in December, and then also in January, February, and March, though March is for USACO Gold. During each of these months, there is a 4-day window, and during that window, you get 4 hours to solve 3 problems. Okay, and these problems have to be completed within that window. Our goal is to have you ready by December. So we're going to have 12 sessions. Every student has to do every single session. We're going to go over some preliminary topics just to kind of prepare you for bronze, and then we'll jump into bronze and talk about specific topics to it and go over some problems just to make sure you've kind of familiarized yourself with how they test you in the contest. Okay. This will come in the form of about 1 session per week. And this is assuming that you have an existing proficiency with coding. So you don't need to have taken AP-CSA and the AP-CS test and gotten a really high score. You just need to have taken CSP. We're going to start at the beginning, get you up to speed. But as long as you have that fundamental understanding, you shouldn't have a problem with learning basic data structures like stacks, queues, linked lists, that sort of stuff, because USACO doesn't require you to really build upon that and expand your understanding of those data structures. It's just, can you use what's pre-made and set up for you already? There will also be office hours available for students, so they can book sessions with me 30 minutes at a time. The regular class is an hour, but those office hours are available for students who have additional questions. Maybe they're confused about something. Maybe they have something about a problem that they're stuck on that they can't quite find online. But yeah, throughout this session, we're just gonna go over a guidebook that I have and follow that curriculum. So that way it's easily accessible for students. Yeah, that's about it, I'd say.
Let me quickly share that, just a link to what the curriculum could look like, Andrew.
Yeah.
Talked about, which is, it's got a very clear structured format for techniques, the basics that you need to know. It does get fairly dynamic arrays, stacks, and cues, which can be overwhelming. Like some of this, you are going beyond CS principles,
Yes.
APCS principles. Bronze does tend to test you more. So Andrew will go over these things, the basics, the techniques, the time space complexity, and then we'll actually look at bronze specific examples. Now you can see 5.3 and 6.3 are actual problem statements, so you can actually, this is clickable, but it's all the problems. And then there's obviously an on-ramp into USACO Silver as well. So coming into this classroom, working with Andrew, not only do you get closure on bronze, but you can also get yourself started with silver. Now, one thing what I found interesting what Andrew was talking about, and this is a mistake I made in my career when I was going to computer science programming, I could write small pieces of code. I could write loops, data structures, but I would always have a very hard time, going into more advanced data structures, and let alone trying to use it in like a huge, like thousands of lines of code. And a lot of students make the mistake of trying to write a lot of code, and they almost think like that is cool. So one thing which I think Andrew is going to work on, or USACO Bronze will force you into thinking, is smaller, sharper problems, which don't require a whole lot of code to be written, but they expect you to have understood the fundamentals really well. And that will set you up for hackathons down the line. It sets you up for lead code type of interviews if you're going to go for interviews for internships ahead down the line. So use this as a way to not only improve your fundamentals of knowledge of CS, to show to colleges that you can advance to newer levels, but also to think of this as a way of life. To programming is learned one step at a time. You write one piece of code, you go through troubleshooting, you solidify your base, and then you move to the next level. Andrew, anything else to add on top of what I just said?
No, I think that's about it. You're absolutely on the nail with the conciseness for the problems, though. One major part that USACO focuses on is optimization and speed. So the less code you have, the better.
Mhm. I like that. I like the optimization and speed being the theme, and not just going crazy trying to just write lots of code. You also mentioned you need students who've done CS principles. Now, you've taught CS principles for Success Coach with um, Python. And in USACO Bronze, the language of choice for you will be,
For this course, I will
yeah,
be teaching it in Java.
okay.
But there are resources to make it accessible to Python.
So for the first version, at least when we come out with the first release, let's just stick with Java.
Yeah,
If the students are doing Python, they can do it outside, but they can still come and work with us
that's right.
on hours.
Mhm.
There is an expectation, as Andrew said, you can't just jump in saying, yeah, then I know the first 4 chapters, I'm just going to go into the problem areas. This is a class, it is a course which will start in August and will end in November, to get you ready to give the USACO exam, USACO Bronze, in December, Jan, Feb, all 3 months, whenever you feel good about it. So your goal should be in August to sign up for a few sessions, and we will obviously send out the details about the sessions and get started. I mean, worst case, even if you don't decide to, you give USACO Bronze this year, come in August and September, go through the learning, and maybe do it next year. Okay. What else? Anything else, Andrew?
No, that sounds perfect.
Wonderful. So we'll follow up with a WhatsApp group on which people can sign up and get started with us. There might be a computers, just like we had for CS principles, a Google Classroom. Probably will have something for USACO Bronze as well. The classroom material I was showcasing earlier will get referenced over there, but we look forward to seeing more people in the classroom. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.